Hey, what is up, YouTube? It's your brown boy. Like, ain't no intros go, man. We don't do those today. We can back into the high school kid who was once considered better than LeBron. So we're not gonna do too much talking because this is 10 minutes long. So let's just react, man. And I believe it. I believe there's always someone better than somebody else. If that makes sense. That's Kobe.
What's up, guys? Kane Loves Cali here, and this is the story of Lenny Cook, who was known as the best high school prospect in the nation in 2001, ranked ahead of LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire.
What happened to this man?
The next superstar, not the next Kobe Bryant. Lenny Cook was a 6'6" scoring and rebounding powerhouse that had no weaknesses. He could muscle you in the post and finish at the rim, and he had a knockdown three-point shot. But a number of bad decisions kept Lenny from ever playing a single minute in the NBA. How could
Really?
the accepted #1 high school basketball player in the nation not even play one
You know he in
minute
high
in
school.
the
His jersey
NBA?
hanging off.
First, I want to thank you guys for all the channel support recently. The channel just hit 24,000 subscribers. If you are new,
Congrats
been here
to
most
you,
of the
brother.
time, thanks for coming through and supporting the videos.
Congrats to you,
Let's see
brother.
if this video can hit 10,000 likes. It helps my channel grow. No more delay, so let's get right into the story of Lenny Cook. Lenny
Talk
Cook
to
was
me.
born in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and was the most dominant player in high school in the years 2000 and 2001. He was recognized across the
That man
country,
looks serious.
especially in New York City. Lenny was the next guy up as New York City's basketball legend. He was born in New Jersey, but he grew up in Brooklyn with his mom and dad and siblings. He lived in a rat-infested apartment where on cold nights they heated themselves by using an open oven. The neighborhood he lived in was filled with drug dealers.
That's why he didn't make it out.
It was very rough for Lenny growing up. And he didn't even start playing organized basketball until he was 15 years old when an AAU coach saw him playing in a park and invited him to join his AAU team. Cook was very athletic and tall, but he couldn't shoot, really couldn't dribble, and he couldn't pass well. But with his physical skills, he had the intangibles to be a star, according to that AAU coach. Just to give you an idea of how widely known Lenny Cook was, when Lenny and
I didn't know
Carmelo
that.
Anthony were both juniors in high school, Melo went on a plane just so he could play against Cook. You can see in this video right here, Melo is on offense in this clip, and he is being guarded by Lenny Cook at this outdoor court. Carmelo said everyone in high school admired his game and was a fan. Melo said it was his size, how strong he was, how he could pass the ball and play the point. Kind of like Magic, I guess. He was really explosive. Joe Kid Noah grew up in New York City. He was a huge fan of Lenny Cook and loved going to his games because he was such a dominant force. He said in an interview, Lenny was really my hero because the way he could dominate a game was unbelievable to me. Lenny was a 6'6" combo guard who could do anything on the court. In his sophomore year, he averaged 30 points and 15 rebounds per game. In high school, he could play any position. He could post up anyone no matter their size. He had a vertical jump that no one could match. He could shoot the three. He had tight handles and had a competitive fire on defense. Lenny filled up the box score his junior year also. The numbers were a bit down, 25 points and 10 rebounds, but he was still dominant. Besides being unstoppable in regular high school games, Lenny Cook made his name at the ABCD camp, which stopped running in 2000.
Dang, that boy stole that ball.
If not the biggest summer basketball circuit in the country. It was where all the top high school basketball prospects come together.
Sebastian Telfair,
Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Derrick Rose, Kevin Love, Tracy McGrady, Isaiah Thomas, and James Harden are many notable basketball names that have played at the camp. The year before, Lenny Cook was the camp's MVP, so he was expected by most of the camp to dominate again that year, win the MVP, and the tournament title. In the tournament, Lenny's team beat Carmelo Anthony's team in the semifinals to set up the championship game between him and LeBron James's team. LeBron was well known at the time in 2001, but this was a year before the Sports Illustrated cover, and Lenny was still sitting in the throne. He was the champion and the MVP of the camp and was expected to dominate.
So he was better than LeBron? Like, was he better than LeBron?
Well, changed in the championship game at the 2001 camp. Unfortunately, there's no video of the full game, but it is said LeBron and Cook were going back and forth scoring on each other in the first three quarters. They were each showing why they were the best high school player in the nation. The game stays close in the fourth quarter, and Lenny Cook's team is up by 2 with the ball, and there's less than 10 seconds in the game. At this point, LeBron outscored Lenny Cook 21-9. All Lenny Cook's team has to do is inbound the ball and make free throws. But on the inbounds, LeBron stole the ball and quickly dribbled to the right side of the floor.
LeBron, that guy.
Right before the buzzer expired, LeBron pulled up for a three right in Cook's face and switched the three-point 3-point shot to win the tournament title. Lenny was shocked and was expecting LeBron to drive to the rim. Sonny Vaccaro, the man who ran the camp and signed the shoe deals for Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, said that game-winning shot LeBron made over Lenny Cook was the moment Lenny Cook never recovered from. His exact words, he beat Lenny on his own turf. I mean, you can say it was one shot, one game, but in a way, Lenny never recovered.
What? LeBron, you crushed that man's soul.
15, 16-year-old kid I've ever seen in my life. He has a chance when it's all over. You're one of the greatest players ever to play the game.
Lenny Cook was no longer in that class of top players in the country after that game. Carmelo said, after that, we just didn't hear very much about him. Throughout high school and going into his senior year, Lenny had poor attendance and grades. He went to parties a lot, and on top of all of that, he was academically ineligible to play high school basketball that year. So he transferred to a high school in Flint, Michigan to get his diploma and get in the gym. Because he was ineligible to play, he could only play in pickup games and tournaments, which really hurt his game because none of this was organized with the best competition. Cook had a few high-level college basketball teams wanting him. He had offers from North Carolina and Ohio State, but he was seriously considering St. John's University because it was in New York City, which was close to his home.
What?
But
he chose St. John.
Team of advisors decided on skipping college and going straight to the NBA. They spoke to a dozen of NBA teams that said they were seriously thinking about taking Lenny Cook in the 2002 NBA draft. 3 teams said that they wanted to take him in the first round. Cook thought it was the best move for him. The NBA was his childhood dream, and he thought he would be able to smoothly take that extra step to the league. Debbie Bortner, who was a secondary mom for Lenny Cook, she wanted him to go to one of those colleges.
Yeah.
And Debbie was very disappointed with his decision. She said in an interview to a New York newspaper, "I tell the kids to use this sport to further your education, but the Sharks were circling Lenny, making promises they couldn't keep. He paid a very heavy price for their despicable behavior."
That's crazy.
But the draft did not go how Lenny Cook thought it would. Every team passed on him in the 2002 draft.
Why though?
Cook did not get signed onto a team that summer either. How does this happen? Well, for one, Cook did not show up to any pre-draft workouts when teams were calling him, and he admits that his arrogance was one of the many reasons why teams did not give him a shot. Plus, he injured his right big toe on the first day of a pre-draft camp, which basically eliminated his chances to impress NBA teams. An Eastern Conference assistant coach said they didn't think he was good enough and that he should have used a few years of college. Whoever was advising him gave him bad advice. They did not like that he wasn't in organized basketball for some time. They thought he was too arrogant and he had a suspect.
Look at his quality.
Lenny Cook had to wait a full year before finally getting a shot in the summer league with the Boston Celtics, but he did not look good in the small minutes he played, and he looked like a guy who went months without playing organized basketball. Cook also got a shot with the Seattle Sonics summer league team, but that did not work out either. He then played a couple years in Asia before tearing his Achilles tendon, ending his basketball career forever. What was the biggest reason in Lenny not turning out like how scouts said he should? Lenny said, "Physically I was ready, but mentally I was not." And what does Lenny have to say about LeBron now? He said, "My kid's like LeBron James. He's earned everything he's gotten and taken advantage of every opportunity he's been given. How can I be mad at him? He's built his brand the right way."
True.
Lenny Cook says he wishes he listened to Debbie Bortner, who was a family friend.
That could have been Lenny.
School. Cook says it's up to you to make your own decisions about who you're going to surround yourself with because your image is more important than anything else. Today and in the past 5 years or so, Lenny has been using his story to teach younger high school athletes that are looking to go pro about
Who is this? This Lenny Cook?
every aspect of
It
high
can't
school
be.
seriously so they do not end up like him. When the NBA changed its draft eligibility rules in 2005 to all players must turn at least 19
My dad wants
in
you.
that calendar year and
Okay.
be 1 year removed from their high school graduation.
Y'all see what I gotta deal with?
Lenny Cook is looked at
Y'all
as
see what I gotta
one of the
deal with?
reasons why there was a rule
Get, I'm a
change.
still post. I'm gonna let y'all see this what I go
When I
through.
was hanging out doing crazy things and partying, I was 16, 17 years old, and I was hanging out at clubs, and I didn't have no business being in there. And LeBron and Carmelo, they were in bed getting ready for school and getting ready for workouts the next morning before class. And that is the story of Lenny Cook, the high school player
That was a
who
mean
once
job.
considered the top high school player in the nation. Definitely an interesting but tough story to read and learn about from when he was growing up. He grew up in a very rough neighborhood, and he didn't even start playing basketball until he was 15 years old.
That is
So what
just
would have happened if
unfortunate.
He would have been able to, play basketball, organized basketball since he was like 7, 8 years old. What could he have grown into? And what would have happened if he didn't have those neighborhood leeches telling him, go to the league, go to the league? Because they just wanted money from him. And unfortunately, he believed in his own hype. He thought he would be able to make it to the league
He was just
very
being.
easily, but things did not tell kids the story so they don't end up like him when he's 30 years old. Again, I want to thank you guys again for all the channel support recently. We're up to 24,000 subs. We're growing at a nice pace. So my name is Kane, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Man, but you guys seen it here, man, with some funny bloopers. This was the high school player that was considered better than LeBron. He just grew up in a bad neighborhood and he did the wrong things. Can't really blame his environment. Kind of shaped him, man. Let me know what you guys think, man. If you enjoyed these interruptions that went on in my video, make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe. I'm out, boy.